Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus, yeah. Celebrities. Let's talk about caring events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on Peachy Tea Time. Tune in on Peachy Tea Time. Join us on Peachy Tea Time. Peachy Tea Time. Join us on Peachy Tea Time. Peachy Tea Time. Yeah.
In order for y'all to do what God is calling y'all to do, to take y'all platform to where it's a plateau and it can go to levels that you never seen, they'll best believe it's gonna come with devils.
Every time I speak, I want to shiver. I don't want them to be like they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going
to... Me, baby, me. I'm going to clean it up, okay? That's who going to clean it up, me. At least I'm going to try to do the best that I can, baby. It's your girl, the missus, baby. The missus with the kisses. Mwah. Or you can call me Miss Peachy, because that's what everybody call me anyways. Now, I couldn't wait, y'all. I just could not wait. I know y'all looking like, wait a minute. What's going on in the city? Baby, everything good over here on my block. So y'all already know what to do. Stay away. But baby, y'all see that background? Y'all see that background, baby? I just did it yesterday. I just did it last night, baby. And I love it. So we got rid of the pink Peachy. And now we got on air with Miss Peachy. Okay. So I hope y'all like it. Because if you don't, oh well, so be it. Because this is what we all gonna be looking at. This is what y'all gonna be looking at, baby. So let me go ahead and bring up my peoples. Because, baby, we got a show for y'all tonight, okay? We got a family. I know y'all been watching my page. Y'all been seeing a lot going on my page, okay? A lot. So I'm so thankful to have this family on. This family is the family when I went to Saginaw, Michigan, and I did the event. When I came back, I went and did a press conference. Baby, that was my very first press conference, may I add. And I think we all did a good job. Shout out to Wendell. He was the photographer and everything. He got some great footage. And I ended up reposting it. All y'all went crazy when y'all saw Miss Monteria speak. All y'all went crazy. I mean, people was calling me and everything. You know what I'm saying? So she is here tonight with her people's baby, her family. And they are going to tell us the story. Okay. Not only that, we have the footage. I'm telling y'all now, it ain't nothing nice. At all. You definitely want to make sure you stick around for that footage. All right. But first, I gotta bring up my girl. You know how we do. Gotta bring her up. Miss Charlotte. Hey, boo. You is on mute, girl.
There. All right. Hey, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it seemed like so
Hello.
long since I seen you. Hello.
I know. It seems like it's been a minute, girl. It's been a minute.
I
When
know.
I tell you the event in Saginaw, baby,
Mm.
that was a lot. It was a lot. I had to take some breaks here and there when I came back. It was just a lot to take in. And
Hey.
then on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
hold on.
I'm waiting.
Before I say it, because I think, well, you was having phone problems, I think. Didn't you tell me you was having some phone problems?
That was yesterday and today. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
today, did you get anything from me?
I
Nothing?
can't get anything from anybody. I am without a phone right now. Isn't that sad? Oof.
Okay, but what about before your phone? Did you receive anything from me?
Well, I ain't had a phone since yesterday, so I don't know.
Now, I'm talking about since before I went to Saginaw. Did you get anything from me?
Got
No?
an invite.
Look. Yes, you got it.
Got an
I
invite.
didn't want you to shame me and be like, Miss Peachy, I did not receive anything.
Yeah,
How
I
dare
got
you?
an invite. Mm-hmm,
Okay, so she got the invite.
Because the
Baby,
dates change. I mean, the place changed, right?
the place changed. Yup.
I'm on it. I'm on
Baby,
it.
it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate, y'all. My baby, my husband, my everything. His birthday, Pooley birthday is coming up. And
My
it's on Friday.
everything.
My
Okay.
everything, baby. Right there with them kids of mine.
I love
his
love.
birthday,
Loving
y'all,
love.
I love love too, girl. I really
Okay.
do. I just wish everybody was in love. I really do. I really
Mm.
do. But y'all, his birthday is on Friday. Pooley is turning the big 5-0, baby. The big 5-0. Baby, when I tell you we so excited over here, we so excited. We finna party like rock stars and all that. All that on Saturday. So if you did not get an invite, all you have to do is inbox me. Inbox me if you are interested in coming. Inbox me. All right. And I'll shoot you the invite. And my mom is calling right now. She must don't know I'm on the show. So let's see what she got to say, y'all. Let's see.
Does she need her invite?
Hey, Mom.
Did you just call me?
No, because I'm in the middle of the show and everybody can hear you. So tell everybody hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Mama Peach.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
It's not ringing. Somebody called, but my phone is not ringing. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Oh, no, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. But go on and watch the show.
I am, girl. I was just coming in there to do that.
All right. Love you. Bye. She probably over there sweating right now. Oh my gosh, I done called during the show. Well, y'all, like I told y'all already, we have a family on tonight. I need y'all right now to go and share this video. I done did my shares. Y'all know I do my shares as soon as I hit go live. So I need y'all to go share this video right now. Tag everybody that you can think of. You know, I want everybody to always watch the show. Don't get me wrong. But when we had these stories, that's why I'm so glad Charlotte is on the show today. Oh, Jesus, I'm so glad. Because sometimes my mouth get a little reckless. And it definitely get reckless, Charlotte, when we talking about the po-pos. The police. The police done did something wrong, baby. They done did the ultimate. Do you hear me? We have had a lot of shows that the police has came along and decided to do what the hell they wanted to do and take our babies up out of here. And this is one of those shows. When I tell y'all, it's finna blow your mind. Okay? Blow your mind. Charlotte, this story took place here in Georgia.
Okay.
It was Jamarion Robinson. He was shot 76 times by the police. We have the footage just as well here on Peachy Time. I will let you guys know before we play it because I don't know if some of you all want to see it or if you don't want to see it, but I do hope and pray that every last one of y'all want to see it because you need to see it. Okay? You need to see this. So let's go ahead, Charlotte. Let's bring up our guests. Y'all already know how we do things. We bring them up one by one. So I think I want to pull up first. This is how that everybody get nervous. They be like, "Oh shoot, am I finna be first?" And all I can see is Alex just smiling like it gotta be me. I just know she gonna choose me. Alex, you're right. So let's go ahead, baby. Let's welcome Mr. Alex, baby, to the show. Alex, you are on mute.
I got to do better. How y'all doing?
There you
How
go.
y'all doing?
Hey, Alex.
Hey, what's going on, Alex?
What's up? What's up? What's up? So happy to be here, supporting my mama in this. She's definitely my second mom, but I'll let you get into that. But thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome for coming, and thank you so much for supporting Monteria on this show. It's not easy doing these type of shows on platforms, during press conferences, just sitting back doing your own live. It's not easy at all. And especially when you come on platforms with people that you really don't even know. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate you supporting her. That's one of the reasons why I let the families bring other family members or friends or supporters on with them, to help them to be more comfortable on the show just as well. And plus, I talk to them too, y'all. I talk to them before they come on the show. Now, Alex, tell us your relation to Jamarion.
Yeah, so technically I'm not related to Jamarion. I met Miss Monteria back in 2019, 2020 at a protest. Heard her story. We're just walking by. She ended up having a press conference in front of the jail. And walked up, heard the story, compelled. I was in my feelings. It was heart-wrenching, the story that I heard. I was like, somebody really did this? I feel like I heard about it years before, but also wasn't in Atlanta at the time. So got there, heard the story, and then that day, I actually decided to walk around the Justice Building 76 times. Took about 13 hours, I think, to do that. With this probably a group of it started off as a huge group, but people would just come in and coming out. So I just tried to bring down those walls at the Justice Center, as they did in Jericho.
So you walked around the building 76 times, all at one time?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we ordered pizza. We ordered pizza. I remember it's probably about 6 of us at the time, probably around 7 or so. We started around 3 o'clock. Ordered pizza, and went back up out. It took 15 minutes off and kept walking. Now, if you've seen the Justice, it's a huge building. It takes up majority of the street. Definitely a huge building.
And this is the Fulton County building.
Fulton County building, the one you guys had the press conference in front of.
Yeah,
the whole building. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, let me give you a round of applause, cause baby, I had a hard time walking from the parking garage to the inside to get to the elevators to come through the outside. I mean, I was having a hard time. So for you to do this 76 times, baby, I applaud you. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Thank you for that. Yeah. So I hope y'all listening out there, man, walked around the whole building 76 times. That's meaningful. Very meaningful.
It was.
Yeah.
It started raining too, and we kept going. At this point, we'd already sweating. So at this point, it was summertime. So wow. Yeah, it was right at the beginning of the protest, when all the protests took place in 2020.
Okay. I mean, but that says a lot about you too, considering that you had never met this person and you hear a story and you're that compelled to join in. So that says a lot about you as well.
Exactly.
And just a lot to Miss Monteria, what she's been through that couldn't even compare to the struggle that she's even going through. And just hearing that, I was just like, yeah, I'm locked in and been locked in since then.
Ever since. That's what's up. Well, yes, we all applaud you for that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you. All right. now we are about to bring up Saint the Villain. Saint the
boy.
Villain is on his way up in the building. What's up? Now,
Peace.
Saint the Villain, I had the pleasure. Now, Alex, was you out there that day when we came at the press
I
conference?
wasn't able to make
Okay.
it. I had just found out about it 2 days before. I didn't make it to the press conference. That's like one of the few things that I haven't been to.
No,
The
it's
one
okay.
thing-
It's
the one
okay. I just didn't want to look crazy when I say what I'm finna say to Saint the Villain. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up. Saint the Villain, it's a pleasure seeing you again.
We here. We present.
We are here. We present. We is locked in, baby. Thank you so much for coming, supporting Miss Monteria. Please let us know your relation to Jamarion.
Jamarion is my brother. You know, my brother, and he looks just like his other brother. I mean, the genes run strong in this family. And Monteria, just like what Alex said, you know, another mom. And the thing is, you know, in the past, our people, your cousin wasn't your cousin was your brother. Your auntie wasn't your auntie, your auntie was your mother. Your uncle was your father. So me and Monteria, I saw the story online and immediately messaged Monteria on Facebook, just a long message, and we talked and just been going ever since. And you know, I'm really just a true supporter of Monteria and the team. Monteria is she's been on a marathon, you know, this entire time, and I'm like really excited for other people to start running with her and for her. Monteria is she's a different type of leader, different type of everything. I mean, this is a unique experience for me because the story is what made me want to help, but Monteria is what has inspired me to stay. Just because of just whatever that is. Everybody knows what it is when they see it. So it's like, I'm a true supporter. I'm a filmmaker, marketing, PR. You know, me and Alex, we are just a part of just a team of people who are just here until the end and after, you know.
Wow, that's what's up. Yes. Now, before we leave tonight, I got to ask you a favor.
Okay.
Before we leave tonight.
Cool.
You did that little rap when we was out there.
Okay. Yes, I did. Yeah, I rap.
I need you to do that same thing again before we end the show. Okay.
Okay.
Now, sometimes my head get a little cloudy. And I might forget, but please remind me, okay? Just remind me. Alex, don't let him forget. Alex, don't let me forget, okay?
Oh no, I got you. I got you for sure.
But I definitely want him to do that same spiel, baby, because that was meaningful. It really was.
It's from the heart, you know. It's from the heart. It's from the soul. You know, we are running on an unlimited power source, and the other side is supporting us and rooting us too. Jamarion is modern day, you know, whatever you want to call it, but he's a prophecy, and when his prophecy is fulfilled, we are all protected from that day and forward. So we got work to do, but once it's done, it's done, and it's already done in the future. So yeah.
Exactly. So right now, y'all, we are about to bring up the mother, Miss Monteria Robinson, baby. She in the building. She is in the building. Hey, Monteria. Can you hear me? Monteria? It looks like she can't hear us. Monteria, I'm going to bring you back down.
I think she's stuck.
Is she froze? Let me see. Monteria? No, she can't hear because it looked like I seen her blink. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick her out. I think I seen her blink. So I'm gonna kick her out, y'all. We're gonna give Monteria some more time to come back up, rather. Saint the Villain, you want to go ahead and do your little rap right quick while we're waiting on her to come back up?
I can. Yes. yes.
You
No
say
problem. No
yes.
problem.
He's like, you
Okay.
put me on the spot, but okay.
Oh,
Nah,
wait a
nah, I
minute.
was
Too
just trying to
late.
think.
Too late. She here.
Nah,
She
it's
back
all
up.
good. It's all good. We're gonna say the best for last, which is not me. So, um,
Can you hear us,
uh,
Monteria?
I can hear
there we
you
go.
all.
All right. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. I truly and gratefully appreciate it.
You are so welcome, darling. You are so welcome. And thank you for trusting me with Jamarion's story. I really appreciate it. And I'm so honored to have you here on the show with us tonight. I really am. All right.
All
So,
right.
Saint the villain, we're going to go ahead and wait until the end of the show like we had planned since we got Monteria up here. So
Cool
I
beans.
appreciate you, going ahead and wanting to fill right on in for us and everything. I appreciate that. But we definitely going to save it for the end, okay? All right. So Monteria, let me go ahead and put our little banner up welcoming you and your family to the show, baby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now,
Thank you so much. Thank you
You
so
are so
much. I
welcome.
truly and gratefully appreciate it. A little bit about who I am. I just say that, my name is Monteria Robinson. I am the mother of Jamarion Robinson. And about just a tad bit about me, who am I? Monteria Robinson. She is fearless. Monteria Robinson, she is strong. Monteria Robinson, she is powerful. Monteria Robinson, she is divinely empowered. And I've been out here for the past 10 years fighting for justice for my son, Jamarion Robinson. And I will not stop until I get justice for my son. A little bit about Jamarion. Who was Jamarion Robinson? Jamarion was born April 1st, 1990. Jamarion was the oldest of 8 grandchildren. Jamarion was a brother. He was a nephew. He was a cousin. He was an uncle. At the time of his death, Jamarion was a student athlete at Tuskegee University. He was a political science major, but prior to attending Tuskegee University, he attended CAU, which is Clark Atlanta University. And during the 2008-2000 school year, Jamarion Robinson was named Freshman Player of the Year. Jamarion was loving, he was caring, he was intelligent. If he had only $20 and you told him you didn't have any money, he would split it and give you half. My family and I, we call him Daddy Daycare. Why? Because he loved just taking care of his younger cousins. At the time of Jamarion's death, he was 26 years old. And can I keep going? Just kind of, because I know we kind of probably press for time.
Oh no, we ain't pressed for time.
Okay.
Because what I'm gonna do is start you back from the beginning. I'm gonna start you back from the beginning.
But Jamarion did enjoy, he played football from grade school to college. He had a motorcycle that he loved to ride. And a little fond memory of him, I know you're probably gonna ask me that, but I remember when I think he had his motorcycle probably for about 6 months or so when he got his first motorcycle. And so he was trying to show out in front of me, right? Or show me how he can do the little tricks on the bike or whatever. I was saying, wait a minute. I'm not your girlfriend. You know what I mean? You ain't got to show out for me. You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh my goodness, my baby gonna kill herself on that motorcycle. You know what I mean? But he was trying to show me that he could ride on one wheel. I don't know what that's called. But
Willie.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Popping a willie.
You say popping a willie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Wow.
But his favorite dish was chicken Alfredo. And I remember too, when he went to CAU, he stayed more so in the football house. You know how the football players always have their own football house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I would always show up to the football house and, bring them food and things of that nature. And so one of his friends used to be like, oh, my girlfriend outside. Let me go say hey to my baby. You know, he would say that to my son. You know what I mean? He would be talking about me, saying, oh, let me go say hey to my baby. That's my girlfriend. So Jamarion be like, man, all right, man, stop playing, man. I ain't playing with you now.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yes.
So that kind of stuff. So, but
Daddy daycare.
But he was my oldest my oldest son, which he was the oldest grandson. So he was the first baby in the family. So, you know, my mom has 6 kids. And so I have 3 sisters. So he was like all of our babies. You know what I mean?
Aww,
and so when we lost him, it was just so like traumatic to us. You know what I mean? It was so overwhelming. Like it was like we all would like, I think the first couple of months, we would all be on the phone 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. And I would text them and say, anybody's up, you know, because I couldn't sleep. And everybody would respond back pretty much around the same thing. Say, yeah, I'm up. Yeah, I'm up. And then we would just all get on the phone together. You follow what I'm saying? Because who could sleep after something of this magnitude? But to kind of, are you guys ready for me? I'm going to go into his story now and tell you guys, you know, what happened. It is a little graphic. So,
well, not just yet. Not just yet. Not just yet.
Okay.
Yeah, not just yet. So, one thing that you just mentioned that I definitely wanted to talk to you about was that he was the firstborn, your firstborn, and then also the first grandchild just as well. My son is my firstborn, and was also is also the first grandchild on with me and my parents. Okay. And one thing I can relate is how everybody loved Trey. Everybody, like everybody.
He's everybody's baby. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's everybody, baby.
Right,
yes.
Even if do you have other siblings or anything? Because still,
I have one brother. I have an older brother.
My sister them is still like Jamarion is their baby because that was their first. Because they say he was their first love, almost.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
The first baby of the family, of that generation, like the first baby they held and like cradled, you know, in their hands.
Right.
Yep. And that's big. That's like really, really big. So I know this story took a toll over your entire family. I know it did. Also, I wanted to ask you about is how was Jamarion in middle school and high school? Because I know you spoke about college, but how was he in middle school and high school?
Well, actually, in middle school, you know, and high school, you know, he played football. You know, and so we were always, you know, at football. He was always at football practice, you know, football practice. We know he also ran track. We had track meets. He stayed busy. He pretty much stayed busy, but he was how to say it? He was like so determined. You know, he was so dedicated to the game of football. So I was like, he'll make it to the pro. You know what I mean? Because I even remember him just coming home. Sometime he would be like, I guess, sore, and he'll just dump ice in the bathtub and just get in cold water and ice. You follow what I'm saying? So stuff like that, it makes me, you know, think about how, you know, playing football in 100-degree weather, you know what I mean? Practicing in 100-degree weather. And it's like, he was always determined. And if somebody on his team didn't have something, he'll always say, my mama do it. You know what I mean? My mama got you. You know what I mean? And we were just that type of family. Everybody was always at my house. Everybody wanted to spend the night. Everybody wanted to come over and play the game. So we were just that type of family. And even my youngest son now, my son Rasheen that Saint was talking about, his friends from high school, they're still like that. They still want to come to Mama Robinson house. And when they see me, they be like, hey, Mama Robinson. Like everybody called me Mama Robinson because my house was the house that everybody hung out at. I made sure, you know, they had food. I made sure they had the things that they needed, as well as Jamarion would say to his friends, because you know how sometimes you can't tell your mom certain things, or you're embarrassed, or you got to keep it a secret. Jamarion used to say, tell my mama, she'll tell you what to do. She cool. Because even one of his friends be saying right now, say, you told me not to do that. but I did it anyway, and you was right. You know what I mean? So I was like that type of mother, you know.
Wow, that's amazing. It sounds like you have a lot of memories, Monteria.
I
A
do.
lot of memories. That exactly what it sounds like. Now, how is the siblings handling?
Well, the thing is, Jamarion was killed, as of August 5th, was 10 years ago. But to us, it don't seem like 10 years ago. It kind of seemed like maybe a couple of months ago. I don't know how you guys feel, Saint and Alex. Do it seem, because I know, Saint, you've been with me, longer than Alex have. I don't know. Do it seem like it was just yesterday when me and you were at, like events and doing the Juneteenth festivals, getting on stage, all of that stuff? It doesn't seem like it was, that long ago.
No. Yes. Like I see everything and as if it was yesterday. For a lot of it, and especially my emotions, my body does for sure. Yeah. Some things stay in the brain, and we can redefine it and make it into, that's a whole nother thing. Except, yes, Monteria, I mean, I could never experience, even imagine what your family has experienced throughout this time, because I've been in court with you and seen you and your family sitting together and experiencing, that process. And, I have no idea how that could even feel. I just try to prepare myself to just be there for you, and whatever that is like. Except this is something that all families need to know about, because this is not weight that Monteria should be holding on her own.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Monteria, I gotta ask you this. Since Alex decided to spill the beans to us. How did you feel? How did you feel that Alex actually walked around the courthouse 76
Oh my
times?
goodness. And it's like, that's history. Like, that should be in the beginner's book of world records. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But that's something Jamarion would do. Literally, that is something that Jamarion would do. You follow what I'm saying? Because, and it makes me also think about, when Jamarion went to CAU, and when I was telling you I would bring food for the football dorm and stuff, like the house or what have you, and sometimes I would just scoop Jamarion up, and we would go and get something to eat. And if in that area you always seeing homeless people, so he would say, hey, you want something to eat? But of course they'll be like, nah, just give me the money. He'll just say, I'm not gonna give you no money, but I'll buy you something to eat. But I was like, but that's my credit card we about to use to buy something to eat. You know what I mean? But Alex, walking around the courthouse, that should go in the beginner's book of world records. That was like phenomenal. And sometimes I be thinking, like, how did he do it? Because you did it with another gentleman too, Alex.
Yeah, it was.
Do you remember his name?
Yeah. It was me and my boy Juwan. Yeah, so it was me and Juwan, but it was also other individuals with us. It's probably about 6 people that kind of stayed the whole time. But people, because the other protests going around that day, that was the thing. It was like 4 or 5 other protests happening literally the same day at the same time. So people were seeing us walk around. They would join in, walking through laps. I'll talk to them, tell them the story about what happened, why I'm doing this. And that kind of happened. But it was like a core group of like 6 of us. I still have the picture probably on my Facebook somewhere. But a core group of 6 of us that completed it pretty much the whole time together.
Wow, that's awesome. That's just like phenomenal to me.
Yeah, to me too. Can you please send the picture to Monteria so I can post it on my page? I'm for real, like that.
Yeah,
that's monumental.
That needs to be like posted, and recognized. And
exactly, because that's exactly what I want to do, is recognize something big like that you and your peoples decided to do. Really. Okay. Now I know I laugh and kiki a lot. You gonna notice that, but I'm for real about this. Like, this is big. I know y'all legs was hurting. I know it was.
Oh yes, I had blisters on my feet. It had rained, so my feet were like it rained for a little bit. Like, I'm talking about poured down, probably for like 20 minutes. I mean, walking, it stopped. people were in the like neighborhood. It was a housing apartment complex before. Y'all like, y'all still out here walking? Like, and then people. It was just a really dope. People came and brought us like water and stuff. After it was over, we did stop for the rain part for like 2 minutes, and then the people in the jailhouse, because it's like the courthouse under there, they let us in and put our bags inside while it was raining for us to go back out and start walking. So that was pretty. And I don't even rock with police at all. Negative percentage walking with police, but they allowed us.
No, that's right.
For sure, I really don't ride with the police at all. But yeah. So
and you said you had blisters on your feet.
Yeah, blisters on my feet and stuff from
76 times. That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
That's almost like the monks that was walking all that time. They ain't walk 76. Charlotte, don't laugh at me.
I'm not sure what the distance was, but that street is
yeah, I don't know how long what they did, but I know they got the walking, they got out the cars, they got back in, and they kept walking. But thank you. I'm just wow. I'm in wow. So I appreciate that, Alex. All right. So Monteria, we are about to get started. You are about to let us know what happened that day. I always like for the viewers, my peoples, that's why I call them my peoples. I always like for my peoples to know about everyone's loved one, before we tell what happened. I want them to get a good sense on what type of person Jamarion was before we just go straight into what happened. Okay?
I agree.
Now, one more question I got to ask. Did you have any type of trouble with Jamarion? Not as in, he gave me problems, just as a high schooler, as in somebody in their early 20s. Was he in trouble? Did he go to jail? Anything like that? Anything?
No, Jamarion was, he never had been in. He was a good kid. He was a political science major. So he was like really a nerd. He played football. He was a nerd and he was smart. You follow what I'm saying? So he wasn't like a bad kid, trouble kid, got in trouble because like I said, he stayed busy. He played football. He ran track, and he was obedient. You follow what I'm saying? Like, he was obedient. Both of my sons were obedient. They were obedient. They didn't talk back to me. They didn't, they were not bad sons. Put it like that. They were like, actually, I was like, I'm glad I had sons as opposed to girls, because I probably been fighting with them girls. Okay. But boys are chill, they laid back, they cool, you know what I mean? And so again, my sons were good sons, you know what I mean? And even if you even with my youngest son now, like let's say me and you go to lunch or dinner with him, my son's gonna always pick up the bill. You follow what I'm saying? He's just a gentleman.
All right now.
And that's just how Jamarion was. Jamarion was the same way too. They just were, I taught them how to, when a lady or me, you open the doors, you say thank you, you tip, so on and so forth. So I taught them all, the things that a man, I can't teach them everything about a man, but the most important things that men should do, especially when it comes to women.
Yes, exactly. All right, y'all. So we are about to go ahead and get started, y'all. We're going to start off with a news broadcasting clip, the first clip for the night. When it's time to play the footage, I am going to make sure that I let you all know, because I just want to make sure that you guys are going to see, something that you're not gonna like. It's definitely gonna make you mad. There is a narrator just as well. Just had to tune out the narrator, okay? You're gonna have to tune him out because it was that one person that was recording, and that's the only footage that we have. I didn't see no body cam footage, but we got that footage of that one person that was recording. Well, him and his girlfriend was recording. Okay, so we're gonna play that. Monteria already knows. Before I could even ask her if I could play it, Monteria was sending it right to me. You can go ahead and play this. I don't know if your viewers will want to watch. I said, baby, we all good over here. They gonna make sure they watch it. So I definitely want y'all to stick around for that. But let's go ahead and get this first clip in, and then we're going to get started with your baby story. Here we
Okay.
go. Look, my Charlotte down there, like, I know you see what's going on. I know you see what's going on. Give me 1 second, y'all. You know, I always say that the devil always be busy when it comes to Peachy Tea Time. All the time. So I am going to find that same clip and I'm going to pull it up and we're going to play it a different way. I don't know what happened. I probably should have listened to it again before. So matter of fact, y'all, because it's taking a second. Let me we're gonna go into a commercial break, okay? Let's go into a commercial break and we're gonna be right back.
Remembering a life, honoring a legacy. When words fall short, let Miss Peachy help you tell the story. Miss Peachy will create a custom heartfelt memorial tribute video that celebrate your loved one's life in a way that truly reflects their spirit and the love you shared. With thoughtful care, Miss Peachy will craft each video from the heart, preserving precious memories in a lasting tribute. Tailored packages to suit your needs. Fast 24 to 48-hour delivery. Genuine, compassionate service. Let Miss Peachy help honor your loved one legacy with a keepsake that will be cherished forever. Contact Miss Peachy by email or by phone for a tribute video made from the heart.
Having computer issues? Can't find a nearby computer store or tech? No need to worry, Computer Tech is a computer repair mobile service. Not in Georgia, no need to worry, Computer Tech can remote into your computer as well. Prices are starting as low as $40. Services are virus removal, data recovery, data transfer, hardware installation, software installation, computer tune-up, laptop and desktop, home and online. Contact 404-405-8515 and ask for Tony, and don't forget to tell them Ms. Peachy sent you.
Officers charged in the shooting death of Jamarion Robinson pled not guilty. The 26-year-old was shot dozens of times during a federal raid in East Point in 2016.
U.S. Marshal Eric Hines and Clayton County Police Officer Christopher Hutchins face multiple charges, including felony murder. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor has details on their Fulton County court appearance.
Monteria Robinson has been relentless in her fight for justice for her son Jamarion for almost 6 years. She said she was very encouraged today when the judge finally set a trial date in the case.
We're long overdue. We've been waiting for 6 years.
Monteria Robinson says Tuesday's arraignment and plea hearing was the first step in what has been a long road to justice. Members of the U.S. Marshal Southeastern Regional Task Force shot Jamarion Robinson 59 times while trying to arrest him on arson charges.
Wow.
Girlfriend's East Point apartment back in August of 2016. Almost 6 years later, U.S. Marshal Eric Hines and Clayton County Police Officer Christopher Hutchins were finally charged with his shooting death. A third officer who shot Jamarion has since died. His mother says time has not healed her broken heart.
We're still struggling, with the loss of my son, Jamarion Robinson, because as most of you know, he was my firstborn son. He was the first grandchild. So he was like all of our babies.
I'm just going to go ahead and set it for trial on that on September the 12th.
Both officers pleaded not guilty to felony murder, violation of oath of office, and other charges during a virtual hearing as the judge set the trial date for September. Miss Robinson and her family believe other officers on the scene should be held accountable.
They were aware that my son suffered from a mental illness, so we want all of those that were present that day, charged as well, no matter what part they played. Somebody handcuffed him, drug him down the stairs.
This mom and her family say they will not rest until they hear the word guilty.
I hope that, the judicial system make an example out of them to show that the state of Georgia would no longer tolerate police brutality, police terrorism, and excessive force. All eyes are on Georgia at the moment.
Attorneys for the officer filed a request to move this case to federal court. Court documents indicate if they do that, they will likely seek immunity. That request has not yet been ruled on. In downtown Atlanta.
All right. The video footage is coming up next, you all. But we're going to talk about this clip first. And Monteria, let's start with you, baby. Let us know what happened that day. That morning. Let's start from the beginning. Oh, is she? Can you hear us, Monteria?
There she is. She's not. Oh, she's not stuck.
Monteria? Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm going to send the chat.
I'm going to go ahead and kick her out because it looks like that's what's going to have to happen. Is for us to kick her out. And then she had to come back up, y'all. She's going to have to come back up. And we're going to wait. We're going to wait for her to come back up. Alex, because I know you know a lot about this story just as well.
Yes.
And I definitely want Monteria to be the one to I hate when people call me when they know I'm doing my show. Get on my nerves with it. Okay, Monteria.
I'm here. Yes.
There we go.
Okay, all right. So Monteria, let us know what happened that morning. Now, before you say anything, Jamarion was living on campus, or was Jamarion living with you?
At the time of his death, he was living with me.
With you,
but
okay.
the incident didn't happen at my residence.
Exactly.
And also, one important thing that I did leave out that's important for everyone to know: Jamarion was diagnosed with paranoia schizophrenia in December of 2015.
Okay.
So
that's where the mental health
Yes.
issues come in at.
Exactly.
The lead officer who was in charge of the case knew that. I think that is also important to note because he was aware of the situation before he went, because they went to the house a few times, but we'll get into that. But before he went, like, she talked to him and he was aware that he had a mental health issue. So I think that is something to note that is like missed with this whole story, it feels like. And things could have been done a lot differently for sure.
Okay, so with that being said, before you tell us the story, have you ever had to call law enforcement?
I did call law enforcement one evening because I smelled gas in my home. So Jamarion had poured gasoline throughout my residence. So when it was me there and one of Jamarion's friends, one of his male friends, he was in one room, I was in one room, and Jamarion was in another room. And so Jamarion did pour gas through the residence. And I was calling their name because I just woke up to the smell of gas. So I was calling their name. And now, because I was like, because I was still in my bedroom, so I wasn't dressed. So I was like, Jamarion, I smell gas. I was like, do anybody smell gas? I was like in the bed. And so I just automatically dialed 911 because it was just that strong. You follow me? And so, by the time I threw something on and I went to my bedroom door, I called Jamarion and his friend name, and they both was at the door. You know what I mean? Was at my bedroom door or what have you. But his friends, I don't know. His friend said, when he came out and saw Jamarion's he didn't know Jamarion suffered from paranoia schizophrenia, but he was he just he said I pushed him, and it's like he woke up. He was like, Jamarion, you are Jamarion. And he said when I shook him, it's like he woke up from like he was in a trance or something, but he just took off running, out the door. And so by the time the police got there, he was gone. And his friend was like, well, he left. He ended up leaving, but he did pour gasoline throughout my residence. So that was like the only incident that I had, and that happened like in May of that happened because in May of May or June, I think May of 2016 is when that happened, because he was killed in August. Yeah.
Okay. When was he diagnosed?
December of 2015.
Okay.
So
he hold on. So he was murdered what year?
2016.
2016, and he was diagnosed in 2015.
Correct.
Okay. Now some of these questions, Monteria, I don't want you to be like, I know she know this stuff. Yes, I do know a lot of the questions that I'm going to ask you. I know the answers. It's just that I want to make sure that the viewers that's watching that never heard this story before is, get up to date and everything.
Right.
Charlotte, go ahead. She was about to ask a question.
Just even prior to, had there been issues or different episodes that you had incurred that made you all even go and get the diagnosis? Were there things that you saw as a mom that were different?
Yes, and I'm glad you asked that question, because yes, I had contacted, how you can call one of those, I don't know if it was 611, one of them, the hotlines.
The hotlines.
Once I went after he was diagnosed, and so he was just, to me, he was just sleeping in tight spaces, like he was barricading himself in the room, or he was in the laundry room sleep, or in the bathroom sleep, where he was barricading himself, like in those tight spaces, And so I just thought that was weird. So I would call the people, and I remember one day I called the mental health lady. She came to the house and she said, well, maybe he's just used to that. I was like, my son has a bedroom with a TV. He's not used to sleeping in the closet, or in his closet, or in the bathroom, or in the laundry room, and he would have his pillow and blanket and stuff in there. And she was saying that was normal. Okay, I'm not even a mental health provider, but I know that's not,
especially if it's done all of a sudden.
That's not normal. Well, I do have a human service degree where I have taken some, mental health courses, but I knew that was not normal. You follow what I'm saying? So I would call for like strange stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even for you brought that up, Charlotte.
And for the diagnosis, when you did, was that something, and how did he take that? Was that something that
he let me see, like, it's like, let me see, because he was like, at first he was like because at first he was kind of embarrassed, and he would say, Mama, I'm okay. Like, I remember when he was first diagnosed, he was like, Mama, don't worry. Because I thought too, because another thing he was telling me, like, okay, they can see us through the TVs, or they listening to our conversation, or people following us, and he was, but every time we did see a police get behind me and he was in the car, he would get so terrified, and I would turn off. You follow what I'm saying? But him and I was talking about Philando Castile and other killings that was going on during that time. And I remember us even talking about because he said to me, Mama, well, he said, did you ever hear that have you ever heard the saying on the street that because during that time Obama was president, and he said, did you ever hear that they said that while Obama is president, they're going to kill as many black men as they can? That was like the word on the street. I was like, yes, I've heard that. I was like, actually, me and Auntie Kim was talking about that recently. I was saying that to him. And I said, what about you? Do you and your friends talk about it? He was like, yeah, we talk about that kind of stuff all the time. But he said, but I'm not afraid to die, because sometimes some of us have to die for the cause. And then when he said that to me, the next day I went to Home Depot and I bought a door stick. One of them sticks that you stick up under your door, or a stopper to, because it's
to keep burglars from kicking your door in.
Because he was kind of saying, because he did say, it's easy for somebody to bust our door open and open fire on us. Like he said that to me. And that's when I went to Home Depot and bought that stick and stuck it up on, to make him feel safe. And even like before he died, a couple of weeks before he died, his friends say when he was even coming over their houses and stuff like that, he kept blocking their front door with chairs or
And
different
that's part of it.
obstacles.
That's that hypervigilance, just always, checking your surroundings. And that's part of the, So I can understand that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the video. Go ahead.
I wanted to add something just about.
And that's stuff I've never shared before, but I'm just kind of sharing it with you all. Just being honest and transparent.
Well, that's what Peachy Tea Time do to you, girl.
Deeper than that. It gets deeper than that, but I'm gonna leave it right there because like Jamarion knew like how his death was gonna occur because he told that to me. You follow what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't, how I feel like, sometimes God send martyrs or people to do certain assignments. I just felt like that was his assignment. You follow what I'm saying? And I know my role, I know my assignment, and I know that in the end, I have to make sure justice prevail, and I have to make sure he didn't die in vain, if that makes sense. That's my assignment. You follow what I'm saying? And my assignment is for his name to be known. We're all, how to say it, like everybody know, bless his, we hate to hear of anybody passing, but recently when Nolan Wells passed, you see how that went like wildfire? Like but he was, what happened to him happens like regularly every day. Go somewhere with some friends and don't return home. But what happened to Jamarion is nothing that happens every day. Who do you know got shot? All these number of times. And for people not to talk about it or know about it. So now, how to say it, I'm not, just like in the Garden of Eden, when they say that the serpent approached Eve, when the serpent came to my house knocking on my door. But see, I'm not going to have no conversation with the serpent. I'm going to chop the serpent's head off. That's my role. That's my assignment. That's what I'm here to fulfill. And so when I say they got the right mother, they got the right mother. Because see, I'm not just going to stand in the corner and boo-hoo and sob. And that's not me. That's not who I am. And then I don't, and how to say it, like sometimes other stuff just come into me, when I'm at press conferences and I remember one time I was just like, I'm a queen. I'm a warrior. This is a revolution. So that's my ancestors saying, that's who I am. I'm a queen. I sit on the throne and I'm going to rule over nations. So I know my assignment. So in this lifetime, well, I'm not going to say their time is up. Their time is up.
That part.
And it's our time to reign now.
Absolutely.
But see, I know prophecy. You follow where I'm going. And so if we don't get justice right at this very moment, they got to come back around before me or my family or my team or my people. You follow what I'm saying? Their time is coming. And don't let me forget after I tell the story, because it was 3 officers that killed my son, but don't let me forget to tell you all what happened to one of them.
Okay. I'm
sorry, y'all. I just kind of get into my little.
No, you are fine.
That queen mode, fine. That warrior mode.
And as you should. Now, let's go ahead. Tell us what happened that day.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is it best for you to play the video and then I can kind of tell people what happened?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay,
we can do that.
Do you think that's best? I think that's kind of better. Play the video, let people say it, watch it, and then I'll tell them exactly what my expert witnesses gave me from that video clip. Okay?
Okay. We can definitely do that. Give me 1 second, because I'm hoping and praying that the video that I had played, because the other one didn't play, but don't worry, because I got it on up at the top, just in case. All right. So this is it right here. Now, you all, this is the body cam footage. Not the body cam footage. This is the video footage. We're going to go ahead and play that right now. Let's take this banner down. I do see all y'all in the chat, baby. Everybody is here. Shout out to Demond. Monteria, they love when I give their shout out. So let me give them a shout out right quick. The Mind is in the building. Mama Peach is in the building. DJ Just Jay Harris. He has a platform on YouTube. Please make sure you go and check that out.
Okay, I want to come on your platform. Just let them know. I'm
here. Yes. And he also does crime just as well. He also does crime just as well. And I'll be able to give y'all that his platform in just 1 second. AFC Podcast, that's it. AFC Podcast. So please make sure y'all go and subscribe to his page just as well. And I know him personally, Monteria. He is my mentor for YouTube. So I would definitely make sure that I contact him and let him know that you are interested in coming onto his platform.
Okay, great.
Yes. Shout out to Jimmy J. Hill. Barbara Smith is in the building. Hey, Barbara, I love you. And my girl, Miss Tiffany Blair Burton is in the building just as well. And so many more. So let's go ahead and play this video. Here we go.
Oh.
Really?
Police out here shooting folks, y'all, in the house.
Oh my God, this is crazy. This is fucking crazy.
But they come over here too.
Throw the guns out, son. Come out. Throw it down. What the fuck? Throw it down. Throw the phone back in. Police, come to the door. Then they got the folks.
Why is you talking so loud?
They can't do shit to us.
You don't watch the fucking news, Kiosha?
They can't do
Tell your
nothing
ass,
to us.
keep coming in the house, because you gonna get me shot. He's shooting out with them folk. That boy shooting out with them folk. I'm finna put this on my Instagram. I got the first video. That's crazy. Come on.
I gotta get him off over here. You hit me gunshot? Oh my God. You don't hit me gunshot. Oh my God. And they don't bust me, you know.
They don't want
Why
us.
is he talking to us like that?
I just told your ass they don't give a fuck. What? What? Y'all see how crazy the 12 is, bro? They out here shooting in this motherfucking apartment complex, in the house, shooting in the damn house. In the damn house, dog. Look at the fake police over here hiding behind the car. What is you doing, ma'am? The action is in the building, ma'am. What the fuck?
All right, y'all. We are back. That was a lot. That was a lot to take in. Whew. That was a lot of shots, Monteria.
All right, yeah, that was over 100 rounds were fired at my son. But to break the video down for you on that on that day there was a total of like 17, I call them rogue police officers, from Atlanta to Fulton County to Clayton County to Fayette County to the U.S. Marshal Services. And they came to that residence with no search warrant. Number one, they fired over 100 rounds at my son. They threw flashbang grenades. Y'all should have heard like a burst. Yep. And then a dog, one of the dogs make noise in one of the apartments. I think the apartment that the person that was filming in, they dog made that squeal noise. So they threw a flashbang grenade that landed on my son, burning him. You know, somebody walked up the stairs, stood over my son, shot down into his body multiple times. After that, they handcuffed my son and they drug him down a flight of stairs, and they dropped his body in the living room of his girlfriend's apartment. And that's where he bled out. He laid there for over 8 hours. They shot him 6 times in the palm of his right hand, 5 times in the palm of his left hand, all down his arms, his thighs, his groin, his shins, his rectum, his feet. I think that's they shot him everywhere. His torso. I left out his torso. His arms, his torso, his thighs, his groin, his rectum, his shins, his feet. And remind you now, my son didn't have no history of any violent crimes, nor was my son a convicted felon, even if he was a convicted felon, no human being deserved to be treated worse than an animal. You know, they wouldn't even do that to their dog or an animal. Why would you do that to a human being? So I don't know if you guys
house, right?
Huh?
And why was he there? Yeah, why did they come out?
Like correct. Why? And so and I don't know if you all know this too. If you really pay attention to the video, like they're shooting all these shots. You see one officer turn his back to the door, and he just turned his back to the door, and they still shooting. And then right before the flashbang grenade, you see one, because he on the outside, so how he know what's about to happen, really? You see him do like this and cover his ears. But after they even threw the flashbang grenade, you still hear another round of shots after that. But under oath, they all testified, oh, that was a car on the outside that backfired. So they lied throughout the whole process. Absolutely. And the reason how I know like the details of what happened to my son, you know, so on and so forth, because I hired my own expert witnesses. I hired a forensic expert, which was Dr. Michael Biden. I hired an investigator. So it was my investigator. That's how we got all the details, really, because my investigator was the one who got the actual video. His name is Rashid McCall. So he was the one who got the video. And he said prior, you know, when he first went into the apartment, because like a couple of days after his murder, it's like I went to the attorney's office. The attorney sent the investigator to the crime scene. But he just say when he went into the apartment, all he see is just the house sprayed up with bullets. He couldn't make a sense of what happened. So they started going, knocking on people's doors, asking people if they got any video footage. And so that's when they got that video. The guy was like, yeah, I got it. I captured it. Oh, da-da-da-da. And so the investigator said, as soon as he played the video, he said, it's like my son's voice came on to him. And he said, my son said, walk up the stairs. This is where I died, because he died upstairs in the landing. He said, now cut. He said, my son told him, cut this carpet out. That's when he cut the carpet out, and he found bullets that went straight down into the floor. So that's how that was retrieved, because remember, they moved the body. Remember that? They moved the body, because remember I told y'all they handcuffed him and they drug him down a flight of stairs. And I also hired Kelly Fife, who was a gun expert. And we also hire another law enforcement expert. And I'm just gonna give y'all a quick rundown of what okay, so I don't know if y'all are familiar with Dr. Michael Biden. He was the forensic pathology on the O.J. Simpson case and the Gabby Petito case. And so Dr. Michael Biden stated, you know, from you know, from all the reports and from the medical examiner report, from the videos to the photos to the GBI report to the x-rays to the autopsy report, he say, you know, I got over 45 years of experience. And so he say, based on my education, my training, and my experience, that from all the material that he reviewed on Mr. Robinson, he said he died of multiple gunshot wounds. He said he was shot twice in the right lower leg from above while he was laid face up on the second floor, and that the muzzle of the gun was about 2 feet from his gray t-shirt when it was discharged. Remember, I told you somebody stood over him and shot down into his body? That's that. And he said that Mr. Robinson did not discharge, because they tried to say my son had a shootout with them, right? He said that Mr. Robinson did not discharge a gun at the marshals, and that a full investigation of the scene of death was compromised by the marshals by moving of the body. And then also too, remember, I hired a law enforcement expert, right? Because they saying that they started shooting at my son because my son shot at them. They said that a 348 gun was found on the scene, like a small gun or what have you. But based on the evidence and stuff, they said that number one, that gun was inoperable, that my son's fingerprints was not on that gun. Number two. And so the law enforcement expert, he was the one who stated that, he said at no point did Mr. Robinson shoot at the officers. He said he was the one who said, two, his fingerprints were never found on the gun. He said that the officer stated that Jamarion fell after 2 volleys of rounds. So why in the hell did they shoot another 7 or 8 more rounds at him? You follow where I'm going? And he said that the high point 380 handgun that was found on the scene, he said there's no indication, there was never no bullets found that show anything going, because you know they were standing in the door. My son was upstairs. You know how some of them old apartments, when you open the door, you could go immediately upstairs, or you go to the left and go in the living room. He was upstairs in the landing. And so when they bust the door open, you could tell my son came out like this. Because my son has been, I ain't gonna lie, he done been stopped because he got a motorcycle, so he used to speed a lot. So he's been stopped a lot of times on his motorcycle. And sometimes he would call me and say, Mama, I'm short $100. You'll bring $100 down here because I need to pay my fine. You follow what I'm saying? But they would never like lock him up or put him in jail because he was like a student or whatever. And I do remember one time when he called me and said, Mama, I'm short $100. Bring me $100 down here. I'm in Fulton County or whatever. So I took him the money. And when I got down there, he was sitting behind the desk, you know, with the officer. He was just laughing and laughing. You know, he was just laughing, him and the police officer. And I was like, what were you laughing so hard about? He said, the police officer was like, that's your mama. Your mama fine. I was calling your mama. And so he was just like laughing. But anyway, my law enforcement expert that was hired, he said, number one, the gun that was found on the scene, the 380 high point, you know, there was no bullets. They never found no bullets where the gun was shot, and the gun was inoperable. And remember, it was 3 shooters. One of the shooters died. That's the one that was the most egregious. His name was Daniel Doe. Yeah, he died in
wait, before you go any further, Monteria.
He died in 2021 or somewhere around there, because that was his karma. He was the one that was the most egregious. He was the one that said that he shot my son in his groin to make him fall to the ground. What kind of BS is that?
Hold on. So 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I want to go back because there was a couple questions. Charlotte had a question, and then I have a question too. But my question, you did kind of answer it, but it's the second part to it. So there was a gun there that your son had.
I don't know. I can't say he had it because I wasn't there. You know, we going based on what the officers told us.
Yes.
You follow what I'm
so
saying?
we did hear that correctly, though. The officers on the video said he has a gun.
Right.
Correct.
But we don't know
But
if
that's something that they say,
yeah,
right?
that's just
So I
something
just
that
want to.
they say
They always say
anyway.
like he
And
had a
they
gun, it's a cell
always
phone or something. Like
right. And
that's
they
a certain thing.
always come with backup guns. Anybody that you know that's in law enforcement, they always keep extra pieces on them to put on the scene to
Okay.
say, oh, this is, and so that's why, it could have been, I'm thinking it could have been that because they said the gun didn't work, it was inoperable, but the GBI later came back and said, oh, we cleaned the gun, it was rusty, it did work, but it was rusty when you got it, which meant it didn't work when it was on the scene, because there's no evidence that there's no bullets, no nothing that showed he shot at them from the gun they're saying he had.
Okay.
And also,
Okay.
just
go
I want
ahead.
to point out, just the GBI aspect. It was a botched investigation for GBI. GBI arrived like 3 or 4 hours after everything had taken place, so they got there late. I do want to point out that all the officers said no one went upstairs. However, there was a bullet hole in the upstairs bedroom, as if Jamarion Robinson was hiding behind the door. So they showed the trajectory of the bullet hole where you had to be the way the house is set up. There's nowhere a bullet would have went behind that door like 10 feet into a room. And all the officers said that they never went upstairs. I think that's important. So if you lie about going upstairs, then what else have you lied about? What else have you done to the crime scene before GBI had gotten there to investigate the scene? And not for nothing, like GBI and the police, y'all on the same team anyway.
That part.
So making sure
They had to cover it up. They had to clear it
in a
up.
way that looked like they didn't do anything wrong, but y'all already lied about going upstairs. They all said they never went upstairs, and his bullet holes are upstairs in the upstairs bedroom, so behind the door. So you shot behind the door.
So Charlotte, go ahead and ask your question because Chewy acting.
But why were they there in the first place? Like, what was the call that was made?
Good point.
I can't hear anything, so can you all
I
hear
was
me?
at. Yes, I asked why they.
Wait,
were
hold
there.
on, because that's important. Can you hear us, Monteria?
I hear you. I didn't hear her question.
Okay, can you hear her now? Talk. Go ahead and say something, Charlotte.
Can you hear? Can you hear me
I
now?
can't hear her.
Okay, she can't hear you, but go ahead and ask the question, and I'll repeat it.
I just wanted to know why they were called out, like why so many? Like, what was the call that went out in the first place? What was their purpose for being at that apartment?
She wants to know what was the call for to get the police to come out to the apartment. Like, what was the purpose of them?
It was no call that day. It was not a call that day. They said that, so they said a week prior to that my son had pointed a gun at a police officer and took off running, right? But again, there's no evidence. That's another thing Roy, the law enforcement expert, he said there's nowhere because that's the story that they told, that there's nowhere that exists that my son pointed a gun at a police officer and took off running. He said there's no documentation, there's nothing that ever existed. So,
and they just happened to know that he stayed at the apartment.
They know where he lived?
We don't know, because after they shot and killed my son, they showed because my mom and my brother and it was my mom, my brother, and my uncle. They immediately arrived to the scene, and they said, we were looking for him from a week ago. He pointed a gun at a police officer and took off running. Then they showed them a photo of the person that they were looking for, but my son was dead in the apartment behind them. And my mom said, "That's not my grandson." And my brother said, "That's not my nephew." And then my brother said, "This is what my nephew looked like right here." And that's the photo with him with the kufi on, because nobody had that photo except for my brother. So that's the photo. Then the GBI lady said, "Well, can I get that photo?" So my brother airdropped that photo to her, because they didn't have a photo of my son or anything. So when he airdropped that photo, that's the photo they dropped on the news that night and said East Point man had a shootout with police today.
Wow.
They know his name.
Well, I'm assuming she just asked, how did they know his name? I would say because Monteria said in the beginning that he was getting pulled over from speeding quite often. So is that how they know his name?
Oh, you saying how did they know his name when they
When
was
they
in
went
the
to the
doorway?
home,
Is
they
what
called
she's
out.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they called out.
basically, if
They had
he
staked
pointed
out.
a gun at the officer and took off, how did they know who
where
he
he
was, where he lived at, or not really where he lived at,
Well,
where his
actually,
girlfriend lived at?
that came. You know what? Okay, so they called me, like prior to that, like a couple of weeks before that, like before they actually killed my son. They called me, I think about maybe 2 weeks prior to them killing him. And I talked to Daniel Dole. That's the officer that's now deceased. And we were talking about when he poured the gasoline in my apartment, right? But but they had a video clip of him, like my son in an apartment complex walking around. He was just walking around. He wasn't doing anything. You follow what I'm saying? So I don't know with all of that if they assumed that he was the one who pointed the gun and took off running, because they came back and say, oh, well, they had the right person because they just had the wrong picture or something to that magnitude. But either way, whether it was him, a person is innocent until proven guilty. But based on the expert reports, there's nowhere and no documentation, no video, no nothing that shows somebody pointing a gun at a police officer and took off running. They're saying like that never existed or that never happened. And that was based on my law enforcement expert, Roy Bedard. He stated that that never happened. So I don't know. You know what I mean? So that's
did you live there? Did she live there in those apartments?
Monteria or the girlfriend?
No, Monteria. Did she live there?
No, Monteria, you didn't live there in those apartments.
No,
right?
that's not where I live.
Well,
I lived in Gwinnett County.
That's strange.
Just the girlfriend lived there.
Yeah, just the girlfriend lived there.
And now
they got his information from me because I gave them his girl, because I said, oh, the last number because when the officer called me, he said, well, we need to get him back in here, get him under his medication, because I was telling them about when he poured the gas in the house that he suffered from a mental illness, so on and so forth. So that's how they got. And I said, well, because he called me and asked me, did I have a phone number for him? So I gave them his girlfriend number. So that's how they tracked that number to that residence that day.
Okay.
From Gwinnett, though? What?
No.
They triangulated the call. So he had made a call from a cell phone. They triangulated to that area.
No, I guess my concern is that this happened when he poured the gas in Gwinnett. So why? And it wasn't considered. Was that a?
I can't hear what's being said.
Okay.
Like, I don't
so
get
Monteria, I'm gonna ask you to come down and come back up again.
Okay, just drop me.
She's making some good points, and I really want you to hear it.
Okay,
so
just drop me. Okay. Yeah, drop me.
And Saint, you had something, right? Why she's being dropped?
Yeah. I'll let Monteria come back first, though.
Okay. So,
except
do y'all understand what Charlotte's saying?
No, I have an answer
Charlotte,
for her.
Go ahead, repeat what you're saying.
And if there was an incident that happened in Gwinnett, right? And first and foremost, you can't call my house and tell me to take no medicine or to tell my child to take medicine. You a policeman, you're not a doctor. That's number one, regardless of what happened. So even if there was an incident that took place, and if it wasn't a warrant out for was there a warrant out for his arrest?
Yeah, so that when he poured the gas, that made it a warrant for his arrest. That was the warrant.
Okay.
And so, but when they called me, they tricked me, making it seem like, oh, we just want to get him back in here to get him back on his medication.
Okay.
And so we just looking for him for that. So just help us find him. I said, okay, well. And then I started telling him stuff about myself. I said, he's a good kid. He's in college. He played football. I said, but he does suffer from, that's when we had the conversation about he suffered from schizophrenia, paranoia. And I said that I know, with his diagnosis, this is just, something that happened. But I said, but my son is a great son. He's mannerable. He's obedient. So I went through all of this with the police officer. And he said, well, that's our job. I work in that division, in the mental health division. So he had me thinking he's trying to help me. So I gave him the number of his. I said, well, he called me the other day, and he called me from this number, which was his girlfriend number. So they tracked that number back to her job because she was at work at the time, and they just basically followed her from work back to her property.
Wow.
So,
who was the officer?
But how many people have warrants and they don't go to them extremes? Like I don't get.
Wait, time out. So you're saying, Monteria, that she followed? First of all, that's the first time hearing that. I think that's something we have to highlight. Like they followed a woman home. That is very, very uncomfortable to hear.
And then I don't know
that's
if
very
you know
uncomfortable to
too.
hear.
They followed her home, and then they sent the maintenance man in the apartment after she left to go see who was in the apartment too.
Yeah,
somebody
to make sure.
poured gas on the carpet. Like this is just blown out of.
And it wasn't even gas on my carpet because I didn't even have carpet. I had hardwood floors. I mean, like
you would think he was
floors,
selling keys out the house. The
it
way
was
they
just vinyl
exactly.
floors. So it just when you pour it in one place, it just rolled everywhere.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
So
and then who was
girlfriend-
I have a question about the officer, Monteria. Who is he? Was he a detective or just a regular officer?
He was a Detective Daniel Dole. That's the one who died. He's the one who died. That was the most egregious. Okay.
Copy that.
He was the one who called me and got the information, but really he was lying to me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, not saying, oh, he may be a suspect in a person that pointed a gun at a police officer and took off running. He never told me that. He just
he's a detective in Gwinnett County, because that's what happened.
No. He worked for Fulton County at the time, that particular officer, but he's deceased now. Okay. But like, I see what you're saying. That should have been Gwinnett County, because I lived in Gwinnett County. It should have been them investigating. But Gwinnett County wasn't, how to say it. They even said they had nothing to do with it or anything like that. Wasn't something they were basically looking for somebody for, like you're saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think because he was.
Because they knew he had a mental illness. Because see, I called Gwinnett County too on him because he was acting strange one day to me too. And I was like, he walking around talking to himself. And so they kind of like knew him, you know, from him just going to the Gwinnett. Because I did have him keep him for like 30 days in Gwinnett County jail or whatever. And so they got him back on his bed. So they were familiar with him. They knew him, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So
I want to say this, Monteria, about
because he did have. Because I remember I told y'all he gets speeding tickets all the time. So he had a speeding ticket that wasn't paid for. So that's how I got Gwinnett County to keep him. I just didn't pay to get him out of jail. You follow where I'm going?
Yeah.
So that's why Gwinnett County kept him for like 30 days back in May of 2016. So they knew who he was, and I think that's why they came back and said, well, we didn't have nothing to do with that. We wouldn't have been looking for him for basically pouring some gas. You follow what I'm saying? But when they called me Fulton County, they said, oh, we looking for, you know, they didn't tell me that they were looking for him. They told me after they killed him, basically. But there was no, like I said, there was no footage, no indication, and all they was able to come back and show. I don't know if you all, Saint or Alex, if y'all ever seen that video they show on the news. It just showed my son walking around acting strange. You know what I mean? He just walking around. I don't know if he got earbuds in his ear. He listened to music, but he wasn't doing nothing. That's the only video that they have to kind of show of my son. But from the field that I'm in, you can kind of go back and look at street lights, different things, and bring down or capture like what you did yesterday or the day before that or last week. They can do that. That's just like the technology they have nowadays. And it looked like that's what they did for my son to try to make it look like. Because remember, after they killed him, they had to come up with something fast to say, okay, we got to make him out to be a villain, a criminal, this type of person, that type of person. So I knew at the onset that it was going to be me against them, that I was going to have to, because there was no body camera footage, number one. So me and my family knew it was live. So I was like, y'all know how many tickets my son done got? He always complied with officers. He's always obedient. He ain't going to do nothing abnormal. He's just going to comply. And when they told me how he was shot with his hands in surrender mode, I was like, oh, it's, you know, I got to prove what happened to my son. So that's why we brought in all these experts, and the way I felt and everything those experts told me, I already knew it.
Yeah.
And Monteria, I want to add this, like, yeah, I studied psychology in college, and you know, the truth is, there's a whole nother form of psychology called Black psychology. In the village in Africa, people who were schizophrenic were the shamans. Okay, the people who were, you know, so-called talking to people were the priests, and they were taken care of by everybody, and they were prayed to and respected by everybody in the village. So we have to understand that somebody knows us more than we know ourselves, first of all. And I always knew after learning the story that this was something from a prophecy perspective, except Jamarion knew something about himself. And I just want to share, like, the fact that they knew that he was schizophrenic and they went up on him like that. It went from one officer to 17 officers. You know, it went from a non-exigent situation to an exigent situation. And it's just, they continue to disrespect, you know, Black man's mental health, basically. And I just wanted to just emphasize that, though, like, schizophrenia is that's what they call it here in America, except, you know, our people are very spiritual, very tapped in, very in tune. And sometimes, you know, things are happening spiritually that we just can't even experience or even explain. And that's happened to me before. And, you know, it really does something to your mind. And I just want to, like, say that, except they have to respect that. The fact that they didn't is really alarming. And the fact that they have the wrong picture, and my last thing I want to say is, and Alex, you can help, like, punch in here, and Monteria, like, I think this was a task force that has since been disbanded, but I really want to do research on what that task force is and what the name was. They had a really weird, like, aggressive name.
It was a Southeast Regional Fugitive Task Force. Yeah.
Fugitive of what, though? What was he a fugitive of?
Well, because they said he had a warrant, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I wanna add this is the context to this, right? So you have they have a dangerous man, right? Tim is a dangerous man. He's so dangerous that y'all sent people in there that wasn't officers to check in. Like, he's dangerous, but you sent the maintenance man in there. So how dangerous could he have been to send someone else, a civilian, in there to check in on him?
And
so
before,
I think that
bro, and just to piggyback, they let his girlfriend go in the apartment with someone who's so-called dangerous. So you're going to let a woman go in an apartment with a dangerous person, and then you're going to send a janitor to the door? It don't sound exigent. So please continue. I just thought about
No,
that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all painting him out
so
to be so bad, but y'all sending people inside the home that are not
during
wrong.
the trial, did you share with them that the officer had called you and you notified him that your son was schizophrenic, that he had been diagnosed?
They talked about all that. They talked about that stuff in trial. But again, a lot of stuff, like, they even lied. Like, the officers, because how to say this, I have a legal consultant now. He was like, they should have paid me my civil suit money because they lied multiple times under oath. They were lying about they never shot, you know, after the flashbang grenade. They never went upstairs, but it was proven that they went upstairs. It was proven that they shot after the flashbang grenade. And so with them lies off the rip, they should have paid me my civil suit money, because there are cases that deem where they should have paid me. But no, instead, they denied my civil suit, you know, based on immunity, as well as they just recently denied the criminal suit. Well, they granted them qualified immunity on the criminal side. Even they were indicted. I don't know if you're aware of this, but let me tell you, on October the 26th of 2021, after all this fighting that I did, these officers were indicted. I got them indicted on 2 counts of felony murder, 2 counts of obstruction of law enforcement, 1 count of aggravated assault, burglary in the 1st degree, 2 counts of making false statements, 6 counts of violation of oath of a public officer, and aggravated battery. Now you tell me how they
None of those charges
on both sides, civil. So they feel like they don't owe me for pain and suffering and mental health. They're saying that, they didn't do anything wrong. They were just acting as officers. And they were convicted by a jury of their peers.
Mm-hmm.
I have a video that I want to play.
Indicted.
They've been indicted.
Not convicted, but they were indicted.
Okay. They were indicted. They broke oath. They lied under oath. They were indicted. Monteria, you've won this case over 4 times.
That part, y'all.
And
I
also
but
the one that died spilled the beans. That's another thing that Doyle spilled the beans. Said that he lied about whatever was going on. Said that he lied about going upstairs. He also said something because he's dead, we couldn't use it. So that was another thing. Before he died, he mentioned some things in the case that went against what they originally said in the case.
And because he died.
Yeah, because he died. You remember that, Monteria?
Because he couldn't back it back up again.
Wow. I want to get into this next video clip, y'all. Let's go ahead and then we'll continue on from there.
Oh. He's going, is that real? Is that true?
Jamarion Robinson's death has grabbed headlines across the country.
You hit me gunshot?
But his mother, Monteria, says she is still waiting for the full story to be told.
It's like they're on a hunt. And just so happened that day, it was my son that they killed.
Killed in a rain of gunfire. 59 shots, 76 bullet wounds in all, as members of the U.S. Marshals Regional Task Force served an arrest warrant on behalf of the Atlanta Police Department. The Department of Justice, which oversees the program, quickly cleared the officers of any wrongdoing.
But I think that
But nearly 3 years after the shooting, Fulton County District Attorney Paul Howard still is not convinced.
We've been asking for all of the evidence, the documents regarding their investigation, all the rules and policies that relate to the shooting of Jamarion Robinson. And they have systematically denied us the opportunity to receive that information.
Howard filed a lawsuit hoping a federal judge would order the release of the documents. Shortly after, the two sides agreed to try again to resolve their differences.
And as I sit here today, we have yet to receive all of the information that we've asked for. I have never heard of it happening.
U.S. Marshal missions are already cloaked in secrecy. After the shooting, the reveal raised questions about their policy against the use of body cameras.
And it starts recording.
The Department of Justice has given $70 million in grants to local law enforcement departments across the country to buy the cameras. But it forbids those same police departments from using them while assisting on its operations. The Department of Justice refuses to say why. Last month, after another controversial shooting involving a federal task force, the Atlanta Police Department said no more. It ended the partnership, giving out nearly $1 million in seizure money each year, the price for transparency and public trust.
Quite frankly, I have never seen anything as horrific as this scene.
Y'all, this was a 2-part video. I was going to leave it just like that, but I said, nah, we need to hear this whole video. So here go the second part to it.
Private investigator Rashid McCall took us back to the townhouse where Robinson died. It was McCall that tracked down the cell phone video taken by a witness. It was also McCall, not police, that found 2 more bullets under the blood-soaked carpet, fired straight down at the top of the stairs where Robinson's body was found.
More than likely, those slugs came from a weapon called an MP5.
Court records show at least one officer had an MP5 that day. But according to interviews with the GBI made public for the first time, none of the officers report firing any shots while standing upstairs, and say after throwing a flashbang, Robinson was unresponsive. But listen, McCall believes that was the flashbang, and 20 seconds later, more gunfire. A That's why Howard says he needs to hear from those officers directly. But he says the DOJ will only agree if they get to control the questions.
We think, as prosecutors representing our county and our citizens, that we ought to have the right to ask any question that we want to ask.
Howard says he is taking his quest for accountability to a new level.
Good to see everybody.
He plans to send a letter to Congressman John Lewis asking for a congressional investigation into this and nearly 5 dozen other fatal shootings by U.S. Marshals.
It's been really hard.
Monteria Robinson doesn't know what it's going to take. She says she needs to know what actually happened inside that house to heal the emptiness that now fills her own.
I look over at the table and I don't see him there. And so it's like my heart is broken, and I'm going to, continue to fight until I get justice for him.
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. I know you got something to say. Can you hear Miss Monteria?
I can hear you only. I can't hear any. I can't hear.
Can you hear me?
The counselor speaking.
She said she can't hear you. So it seems like when I play the video, that's when it goes out. So
you want me to drop out?
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop you out. Drop me. Okay.
Okay. Whew. That was a lot.
A lot.
I think that was a very important video to play. Y'all, when I tell y'all this story was everywhere. They got so many news broadcasting clips on this story. And that to me was the most, I listened to a lot of them. That one was powerful to me. And I had to play it. It was long. That's why I broke it up. But I had to play that clip. That was a lot. That was a lot. Here she is right here, y'all. I'm gonna bring her back up. Okay. Charlotte, go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me now?
I hear you.
Okay, good. So I guess so many questions, but if Paul Howard at that point in time was the district attorney for Fulton
Look
County.
at Alex.
I know. I'm like,
He like, I already know where this going.
How were the people who you were in charge of, because they work for you, the police works for the district attorney's office, they work together, that you weren't able to get the paperwork? Like, how did I think
they were blocking him. It's like the U.S. Marshal, because they was federal. So they was hiding under this federal task force. So they basically was saying, we don't have to comply to you. Y'all at state level, we don't have to answer to you. And if we do come in for questioning, it has to be controlled questioning that only we can ask them what questions we want them to. It was like a whole, because I really think, well, because my case wasn't the only one. Like, it was so many other cases even prior to my case. You follow what I'm saying? But I'm the one who kind of pushed the hardest. Like, no, and they thought my case was so extreme. So Paul Howard was going to, John Lewis and other people to help him, but they didn't do anything. Like they felt like, how to say it, because you still got gatekeepers. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to remember too, the status, this case, this is federal U.S. Marshals. This is the first time ever in history, first case ever in history that U.S. Marshals ever been indicted. You follow what I'm saying? This is the first time ever. So are they gonna let me win, let this black face, a black mother win? No, they're not. They're gonna go to bat with all punches. Even though I've won, they still gonna say I didn't win. You follow what I'm saying? Even though they've been indicted by a jury of their peers, they're gonna say, oh, we grant them qualified immunity because we don't see. How is it that Victoria Calvert, the judge that listened to all this evidence, all the stuff I've gone over with you all, from the expert reports, from the witnesses that came in and testified, all of this, and she said she found basically no foul play. What in the Christmas?
Also a black woman, by the way. Just want to throw it out.
And she got
She's
black
also a black woman.
sons. She got black sons.
Yeah.
So she didn't hear the gunshots either. The
nerve.
flashbang grenade. Because just with that alone, you should have let it go to a jury. Why are you going to make it and stop it and grant them qualified immunity after they continuously lying? And it was proven that they
In
went
court, that they're lying in court.
upstairs, and they were saying they never went upstairs. It was proven beyond a reasonable doubt.
Because there would have been no bullets upstairs. Like if they went upstairs, there would be bullets.
My mind can't wrap around even from the get-go of how a federal investigation takes place for a simple warrant of what no more could have been trespassing or some misdemeanor kind of thing.
And that's
like,
what Paul Howard was saying. The same exact thing you were saying. Like, this didn't warrant, like, he was no fugitive. He ain't murdered. You know how you have the people that go in and shoot and kill.
I told you, it sounded like he had some keys, like he was selling keys. The way, I mean,
exactly.
Like they killed him. Like I can't even explain it. You know, like it just. I don't even know how to explain it. Y'all killed him like he just murdered 20 or 30, like he did the Dylan Roof.
Was a young lady in the house. And lady was in the house, so nobody cared that this other person who was not, you weren't even looking for, was in the house as well, and y'all just shooting in like.
No, she was out. She was out.
Okay.
Yeah, they had made sure they had told her not to go back in. No, not to go back in.
No, she had left. His girlfriend had left and went back to work. And they went in after she went back to work. Because she just came home on her lunch hour. That's how they tracked it. Yeah, to her. You know, that's when they went in, sent the maintenance man. And I think they sent the maintenance man in there twice.
It was something
he
else.
He sent the maintenance man in there twice.
It's something else to this. It had to have been something else to this. You cannot tell.
It's
like
not.
How did somebody in the neighborhood you believe pointed a gun at a policeman and it warranted all these people to come out?
That's it.
It was
that's
a
the
stakeout.
That's the story. So like if that's taking you back, imagine how we feel like what like my son had just called his coach like the day before that and say, "Hey coach, I just finished filling out all my paperwork for school. I see you next week at football camp." He was a Tuskegee football player. Like my son wasn't no thug. He wasn't no criminal. He wasn't no violent person. He never raped nobody. He never murdered nobody. He never committed none of the 7 deadly sins. He didn't. You follow what I'm saying? He just poured gas. That's because he was having a mental episode. And I said he probably was thinking too because we kept a lot of gas around the house because his gas pedometer did not work on his motorcycle. So I was always having to run out and take him gas when he was running out of gas on his motorcycle. So I was like, I don't know if he was sleepwalking and thought he's standing in there putting gas in his motorcycle. Who knows? But still, it didn't warrant all of that because a person is innocent until proven guilty. Yeah, and I always say, you know, my son's story never made world news, national news due to the lies, due to the cover up. You know, even I've had some reporters to, you know, research my story and report on their findings. And they'll say, Miss Robinson, you're right. This is a huge major cover up. It's
something else.
Huh?
It's it was that's something else. Like that was even the fact. So even what I heard you say was the officer that passed, he called you 2 weeks prior to them even seeing him in the neighborhood. So like how you even knew who he was if you didn't even know you hadn't even seen him or no one had even seen him in the neighborhood and he hadn't even pointed the gun allegedly at someone, but you called my house
and check
2 weeks
this out
prior
too. Check this out, because I know after they killed my son and about a week later my sister and I went over to the apartment complex where his girlfriend lived at, and we just started going knocking on people's doors, asking them, did they know anything? So we ran across like 2 little boys. They were like 8 and 9 years old, and they were saying, oh my God, that your son, he was our friend. He always played football with us and stuff when he came over here and bought us ice cream and stuff like that. He said, then one said, but you know what? The 2 days after they killed your son, they came back over here and arrested the person that they were looking for. That's
Oh,
what
hell no.
that little boy said to me. I told my attorney, because me and my sister was like, what? So we wrote down their information. We took their mama information, but that was the last of that we heard. You follow what I'm
That's
saying?
what it
So I
was.
don't know, like, what actually happened. You follow what I'm saying? Is it something
Somebody
else?
else has
The
And they
wrong
confused
person.
it with
federally
my son or something, you know?
Definitely.
house.
That's literally it. That's literally
Wrong
it. They had the
person,
wrong
wrong
person.
house.
And they need to try to cover it up now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Find that arrest? Can we find the arrest that they made 2 days prior? I mean, all this stuff is still written down somewhere. It's like, that's the thing about it. They cannot hide from this, no matter what they do, because it's just. That'll be my question. Can we find that?
I can't hear him.
Oh, he asking, can we find somebody? Can we find the person that was arrested?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
That would be key to see their charges.
I want to also add this, because I know we're running out of time now. We almost at the 11 o'clock hour. But I wanted to say this too. I want to bring this to y'all attention. When my civil case verdict came back in, where they declined my civil ruling, like the verdict, okay, on May 17th of 2024, we sitting in civil court. That was my sister's birthday, right? June 4th, a couple of weeks later, that was my other sister's birthday. The verdict came back in that they dismissed my civil suit. But both of those played out on my sister's birthday. But that was only like a 3-week window. When I tell you a verdict has never came back since I've been with it that quickly in 3 weeks, right? So when the verdict came back on June 4th of 2024 on my civil case, why I was never notified. My attorney, Mario Williams, never told me that the verdict came back and that they declined my civil suit. I didn't find out until February 2025, right? Mm-hmm. And so when I found out February 2025, I dropped it on social media. And then because I had been trying to call my attorney, reach my attorney, and he kept, and so that was another thing that baffled me, right? Okay, check this out. It even goes deeper than that. Okay, so in June of 2025, because I found out February 2025, June of 2025, I reached out to another legal consultant. And so I said, okay, my civil suit has, I said, don't I still have other alternatives? She was like, yeah, now you can go after the city, right? So she started doing some, she said, I'm gonna send something to all, because I've never been unrepresented. I've had 3 attorneys altogether. But my first attorney, I want to say this, I had was Mawali Davis of the Davis Bozeman Law Firm. I had him from when my son was killed, August. I hired him August of 2016. I had him all the way until August of 2017. But I felt like, since he wasn't doing nothing, he had us marching and protesting in the street. My case wasn't getting anywhere, so on and so forth. And then he was having a fundraiser, for a district attorney out of some other state trying to help her raise funds, just doing a lot of stuff he really shouldn't have been doing. But come to find out, I found out in June of 2025 that Mawali Davis of the Davis Bozeman Law Firm, he never filed my statutes. Like I had an anti-latum that was supposed to be filed in the first 6 months, and I had a Georgia tort claim that was supposed to be filed within that 1 year after the incident, right? He never filed any of those. So that's why I get zero money for my pain and suffering, because so that again goes to show me a gatekeeper. And my case is not the only one he's done like that. I know he did Javis Benjamin case. That was before my case. He did, I don't know if y'all remember the case of Alexa Christian. He did her case the same way. I know Marvin Ellington Jr., he did that case the same way, and a few other ones. There's a couple of other ones, because all these families used to be like members of my organization, Justice for Georgia or what have you. But they all told me back during that time that he let their statutes run out. But I didn't know at the time what they meant, because I just thought because their cases had never went to trial, they, I think he let their 2-year statute, because if you don't file stuff within the first 2 years, Because all he kept telling me is, I'm waiting on Paul Howard. I'm waiting on Paul Howard. I'm waiting on Paul Howard, right? But remember, my son was killed in 2016 when Paul Howard was in office, but they didn't get indicted until when Fonnie Willis got into office. You follow? So 5 years had done went by where Paul Howard office had done absolutely, you know, he couldn't do nothing on my hand because he said they was blocking him. The federal government was blocking him. But when Fonnie got in the office, Fonnie was able to move forward and get an indictment on the officers.
Which why I was shaking my head when Paul Howard came up, because he was the DA for like 20 years or something. So he had all these backed up cases of police brutality that he never.
He got a lot of them.
He was awful.
He was awful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not only that, when we sat down with Fonnie, like we literally had a meeting like we are now in a Zoom. Got Fonnie in the Zoom. Got mothers and families saying, "Hey, if we vote for you, you have to like work for us." And that was something that I've never seen before when it comes to hiring vote for people that represent us. Like, because that's a voted position. So that's a people's position. People have the power over that. So that was really impactful to see people come together like Ms. Monteria to get that justice. I haven't really never experienced that before. And I was like, wow, we really had her on the Zoom. You know, recorded call, like saying, "Hey, we need you to get justice for these families," and she actually did that. It took a while, it took a little minute. It was like, okay, Fonnie, you tripping.
But it didn't really take that long because remember, she came in the office
in 21.
In 20, was it in 2020? I think in 2020. So they got voted, indicted at the end of 2021.
Yeah, so she did her thing. She did what she said she was gonna do.
Yeah.
So the difference is too, we have to understand, and I don't know any of these people personally, but you've seen Paul Howard out and about and who he schmoozes and rubs shoulders and stuff with. And Fonnie Willis don't play with these people. It's
she don't play the radio. That's why I love her. That's my girl right there. She don't play the radio. She like me.
And I'm not saying she doesn't
two
have
Scorpios. Oh, we don't play.
Yeah, but it is what it is with her. I don't think that her and I can't say it for sure because, again, I don't know these people like that, but it doesn't seem it was for gain for her. Like, she came in to do a job. Absolutely. And she did it, it wasn't to get somewhere else. I think Paul Howard always wanted to have the approval of everybody.
And I agree.
You can't just do a job like that and have everybody's approval. You gonna make some people mad, but he made the wrong people mad.
He mad, and I was one of them because I went against him, and his office was so adamant, like, "Oh, we're working on your case." No, it's been 5 years, and so I just started using their own words against them because he said, "Oh, I have the power." Like when Rayshard Brooks was killed, and he immediately locked up those officers, or what was it? He did an indictment against them. And I was like, and here we go, all those other families that's been waiting 5, 6, 7 years. We all been waiting, and you done bypass us. And this case just happened 2 or 3 months ago, and you already done moved for. But see, that was during the uprising when all the tension and stuff. And I think too, it was during their when they were running for office too, right? During that time,
it was right before.
Right before they was running for office. But I got all the activists together, and I got people on the phone, and we was like, okay, we spoke with Fonnie. We wanted to know what her goals were. She went over with us her agenda, and we were like, okay, bet, game on. This spread the word. We voting for Fonnie Willis.
Wow. Well, y'all, we are coming to the end of the show. I definitely got to make sure that we play our tribute video. So we're going to get into that. Usually we do a commercial break, but because of what was going on in the beginning, we already got that commercial break out the way. So let's go ahead and get into this tribute video. When we come back, we're going to ask a couple more questions, and then we'll be ending the show. So here go your tribute video, Monteria. Like I told you, I will send this to you tonight after the show, and you could do whatever you would like to do with it. Okay. All right, here we go.
Ever since you were taken away from us, I've been shedding tears. nights wishing you were still here. Feel like I lost a while when I lost you. Feel like I couldn't go another day without seeing your smile. Yeah, I swear it's hard missing you every day. So unfair, so unfair. I feel this way. Yeah, I wish I didn't lose you. Asking God for strength each day to make it through the season. Can't stop these tears from falling. So bad, I just hate the reality that I lost you. You was my everything. You made my life complete. So when you left, it's sad.
All right. We are back. We are back. We are back. I want to say this. You are so well spoken, Monteria.
Thank you.
You
Y'all got me
speak
so
so
emotional.
well. Oh, I'm sorry. You speak so well. I know your son is so proud of you, baby. I know he is proud of you. You are one of them moms that I know we're going to continuously see. I know you're going to continue to fight all the way to the end, baby. I just see it all in you and in your spirit. Saint the villain and Alex, y'all are powerful people. You're not blood related to her, but for y'all to continuously show up for her means everything. I'm sure it means everything to Monteria. And it definitely means everything to your and our community. And I thank y'all. I really, really do thank y'all. Um, is there anything, Alex, that you would like to say before we end this show?
I'm just grateful, honestly, grateful for meeting Miss Monteria. Thankful for her and definitely Saint, my brother in this. It's definitely changed. This story has really changed my life. Honestly, I probably wouldn't even be doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for meeting Miss Monteria. So I'm just grateful for her. She even took me to Africa when back then out there this year when she was in Africa. So she's just, I just got a second mother, and I'm just so grateful and honored to be doing this work for her and with her alongside my brother Saint. And thank you guys for having me.
Alex, let me ask you one more question. Do you work with other families as well, or do you just work with
Um,
the area?
not as much as I did. Not as much as I did. I
Okay.
feel like this case probably way the heaviest. Like the only person that shot this many times that I know of was Fred Hampton. Shot into his house. I mean, so outside of him, nobody else has been really shot that many times in America. So I feel like if we couldn't get justice for this case, no one else is going to be able to receive justice. So
Okay, okay. I'm gonna pull you down, and I would love for you to just stick around, for like a couple minutes after I end the broadcast, so I could talk to you all. Okay.
absolutely.
All right. Saint, Saint,
Let's go.
let's go, Saint, baby. When I tell you, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. It was a
Oh, my
pleasure
volume
meeting
went out
you.
again.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you down, and then you come right back up. Okay. Like I heard her, I heard her. But Saint, I really, really appreciate you supporting Monteria, coming on to Peachy
Problem.
Tea Time, Again, it was a pleasure meeting you in person just as well. But you already know what it is now. You already know what it is. But before you do your special rap, is there anything that you would like to say before we end the broadcast?
I'm gonna say that it to me is egregious that Monteria has to go through this the way, like I said, she's been running a marathon, and our people, like, I'm done seeing court cases with empty seats. You know what I'm saying? I'm done seeing empty, like, any empty spots. All spots got to be filled. Okay, so it's like, and that's on me, you know. Except I just personally, I'm in that time where this is our exigent situation. All right, and this is serious for us. This is very, very serious for us. So with that being said, yeah, all I got is work to do.
Exactly. Now, can you leave us with something?
Yes. I can. I'm gonna share the words that I shared with us at the press conference, and I can go right now. I ain't stressed. I ain't got no rope around my neck, but 76 bullet holes to the body is murder, just like Emmett. Till death do us part. That's why I play my part. That's why I'm in the streets getting strong after dark. I said that's why I'm in the woods getting strong after dark. I'm with them pharaohs, and we ain't stop. Maroon spirit warriors who carry Glocks, making every dirty cop pop, lock, and drop. I'm here to remind us that we must keep running laps. It's a riot, fuck a protest, and Linux is on the map. Gotta hit back, stick and move, use that tool, drop that agent, make that call, don't use no app. And that's it. That's just a wrap.
All right. He did that, baby. You did that. Thank you. And just like I told Alex, if you could just stick around just for a couple of minutes after I end the podcast, I really appreciate it. And thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Saint. Thank you, Alex. I love you guys.
Now, Charlotte, we are about to end this broadcast. Is there anything that you would like to say to Monteria for coming on the show tonight?
Just thank you. Thank you for the enlightenment.
She can't hear you, but I'll tell her what you said. She
Just
said,
thanking her for the enlightenment of the whole story. And I really thought this was going to be about mental health, but it was just about so much more. And it's a story that needs to be told over and over and over again. And just, to keep pushing and to keep shouting her son's name, because it could have been any of our sons.
All right. Now, Monteria.
She said a whole lot. I don't know if
she said a lot. But I think I can point out some of the stuff she said.
That's funny.
But no, she said thank you so much for coming on to the show tonight. She definitely wants you to keep pushing this story. It needs to be retold over and over and over again, just as well. And what else did I miss?
Because it could have been. It's more than just mental health. It's
she said that she thought that the show was going to be about mental health. She said, but it's way more about mental health. Way more than about mental health. And she said this could have been any of our sons.
True.
Any of our sons.
So true.
So she definitely.
That's what I say too, because I just said on that day they came to kill somebody, but just so happened on that day it was my son. But they knocked on at the right door. They got the right mom.
They got the right mom.
Oh, I'm not playing with them. And anybody that you all know that has a platform, please let me know, because I gotta, get his story out there. I need for your listeners to, I do have a call to action that I want to give to them before we end real quick. So are you ready for me to give that?
Not yet, my darling.
Okay. I'll be moving. I'm moving fast because I'm fast.
It's okay, darling. So, Charlotte, I'm going to go ahead and bring you down. Thank you so much,
bye,
darling.
Charlotte. I'll see you soon.
I love you.
Bye. Love you.
Yeah, Charlotte lives here in Georgia just as well.
Okay.
So we all
great.
got to get together and see, what we can do together. All right. Bye, Charlotte.
Bye.
All right, Monteria. It's just the two of us, girl. It's just the two of us. Once again, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is a story that I would never, ever, ever forget. Okay, never forget. Like I told you before, anytime you want to come back on to Peachy Tea Time, give us any updates, just to shoot the breeze with me and do other, broadcasting clips and everything, which is what I do on Mondays. All you have to do is let me know.
Okay.
And hey, I'll make sure you come on with me and we can make some things happen on the show, okay?
That'll work.
I always let the families in the show.
Okay.
I always let the families in the show. And what I do is I tell either a statement or I ask a question. And then I leave you up on the screen all by yourself. All you have to do is put that one church finger up. When you put that church finger up, that's when I know that you're done. We will go into the tribute video one more again, and the show will end. Again, I would, just like I asked Alex and Saint, if you could please stick around for like a couple minutes, just so I could talk to y'all after I end the broadcast. And again, Monteria, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for trusting me
Thank
with
you.
Jamarion's story. I really do. All right, girl. Now it's time for you to end the show, girl. You're gonna put that church finger up. Don't forget, because if
What you mean, church finger? Just go like this?
Just go just like that.
Okay.
Because if you don't, you just gonna be sitting up there. Because I'm gonna think
Okay.
you're gonna say something else.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
what I want you to do, I definitely want you to do your what you said you want to say.
I'll give them a call to action.
Your call to action, yes. I
Right.
definitely want you to do that. But before you give the call to action, this is what I want you to do. I don't write down questions. I told you that already. God just tells me what to ask y'all or what to say. I don't think about it before the beginning of the show. None of that. I literally come up with this stuff, y'all, during
I hope
the
I
show.
can answer. I hope I can answer.
Oh, you will be. You will be.
Okay.
You will definitely be able to answer it.
Okay.
We did something tonight that I'm still in my mind like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I played this. Only because Monteria was on the show. Only because the mother was on the show. If it was a Monday night, baby, I would have been played that clip if I knew about it. But I want you, as the mother, to let everybody know, how do you feel? Truly feel like a hood mama, black mama, big mama, whatever. We want to know, how did you feel when you heard those shots and you knew that your son was inside of there? What feeling came over you? How did you truly feel? And then I want you to go into your call of action. And also, I want you to let everybody know where they can find you at in case they would like to reach you. If y'all still can't find her after that, don't even worry about it. Y'all already know, get at Miss Peachy, and I'll make sure I get at Monteria, and she will make sure that she's on your platform, baby, to tell her baby story. All right? Yeah. I will see y'all on Monday. I will see y'all on Monday, baby. Unless y'all coming out to my husband's birthday party, I see y'all on Saturday. But until then, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. And thanks for all the love and support that y'all give me. All right. Monteria, it's your turn, girl.
All right. You asked me how did I feel after I heard all those gunshots. The first thing that came to me was, oh my God, they shot my baby over 20 times. That's all I kept thinking. Like, I just kept thinking, like, oh, they shot him. I just knew they shot him over 20 times because it was just too much. It was just too overwhelming. And I could just hear Jamarion too, voice saying, Mama, I didn't do nothing. Mama, I didn't do nothing. Mama, I didn't do anything. Mama, they lied. Mama, they killed me. Mama, and so that's why and to be honest, I just feel like I haven't been able to mourn. I just been in fight mode. I've been angry like ever since. And it's like the people who's supposed to protect and serve, they're out here, you know, being the judge, jury, and executioner, as you would call them. But I serve a higher power, and I know that the Most High will, guide me. He would give me the strength. He would give me, because one thing about me, I'm powerful, and I know this. You follow what I'm saying? And so what's next is, I really need everybody's help. I need my son's story told. I need to share. I need for you to talk about it. I need for you to, to share it with people. I need for you to go on my page. I'm on all social media platforms at Justice for Jamarion. That's Justice for FOR, and his name is Jamarion, Jamarion. Another thing you all can do too to help me, I need for you to contact the Fulton County DA's office, district attorney's office. I don't care what state you live in. Contact the Fulton County District Attorney's office and demand appellate review, where they'll go in and reappeal the case. Also, contact all your local state reps, your local congressman or congresswoman, and the senators. Who's what? I can't even say his name. John Ossoff and Ralph Warnock, and inform them that you disagree with the dismissal of the case of Jamarion Robinson, where they granted the officers qualified immunity. And again, I need for y'all to go on to my social media pages at Justice for Jamarion. I'm on IG. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook. On Facebook, you can find me pretty much. I post under my name, Monteria Robinson, or I have also a Justice for Jamarion page on Facebook. But, I don't want his name to, to be in vain. And also, too, I need your help. I need your support. Also, donate to my GoFundMe, because I still have a lot of legal fees that I need help, getting traction. I need help to move this case. And it's not free, it costs to do everything. So, and I'm kind of behind on stuff because I need to pay legal counsel, legal representative, because that's the only way I can get stuff done. Nobody does anything for free. But please, if no amount is too small, $5, just donate to my GoFundMe, and that's Justice for Jamarion, so I can continue the work. Again, follow me on IG, TikTok at Justice for Jamarion, all social media platforms, Facebook. He has a fan page, and he is and it's Jamarion Robinson. And I think that's everything, everybody. So yeah, I think that's everything. So I'm gonna end. Thank you all so much for listening. Sorry that we went over, and that's one word. All that's one word. GoFundMe is Justice for Jamarion. So it's like all one word, but you can find it if you look it up. But anyway, I love you all. Thank you all for staying on, listening to us, and sorry that we kept you all so long and so late. I love you all, and thank you. So I end here.
Ever since you were taken away from us, I've been shedding tears, having sleepless nights, wishing you were still here. Feel like I lost a while when I lost you. Feel like I couldn't go another day